Okay, I'm live. From what this tells me, this is going to be a very random, very off the cuff live stream that I am doing, and I am doing this stream for the very first time ever from my brand new Samsung Galaxy S5 smartphone. This is the very first time in my life I have ever owned one of these things, so if this stream is a little fucky, unstable. Yeah, please forgive me for that. It's just that, again, that comes down to the fact that this stream is completely experimental in nature, doing this very, very off the cuff. Like I said, sorry, that's just Facebook. Get rid of that. Okay. And yeah, I'm still totally getting used to this thing. I haven't even got my my phone number from my previous phone transferred over completely yet, but I do have like apps as far as like YouTube. I've got my Google account in here, so yeah, thankfully I was able to get into my YouTube account and just start doing a random live stream. And how long am I going to be doing this? I am not sure. Sorry about my finger. There we go. That's better. So yeah, how long am I going to be doing this stream? That depends on how many people show up for this. I know music is what you guys have come to expect from me, but I don't really have the guitar out or anything. I haven't really practiced. I haven't done my voice exercises or anything, so truth be told, I would rather not sing right now. I suppose I could cook something up if a couple people come by and if there's enough demand for it. I'll see what I can do if that's the case, but otherwise, yeah, I'd rather just not do it today. Hold on, let me get some more light in here. Hell yeah. Batman poster in the background. I'm Batman. Yeah, so far nobody else has, absolutely no one has chimed in, though. That's the only disappointing thing. But yeah, guys, I'm really excited about this new smartphone. Uh, if it wasn't for my cousin who, you know, bought this phone and then bought another one, which he happened to like a whole lot better, and realized he couldn't get a decent amount of money for the cost of the phone itself. He couldn't get anywhere near the cost of the phone itself if he were to like sell, this phone after he used it and everything. So he just ended up saying, "Hey man, do you I think I'll just give this phone to you since you've never owned a smartphone before. You could use one since everybody else in the world owns a smartphone. You're like one of the only people who doesn't. So here you go." And yeah, for that I am indebted to him. I definitely appreciate my cousin Corey for that noble act of kindness that he didn't even ask any money for it at all. So yeah, bless his heart. I'm drinking coffee, even though it's 9:15 p.m. according to my alarm clock, which I happen to know is a few minutes fast. So that's probably not even the right time, but 9:12 is actually the right time. But still, that's very late to be drinking coffee. So I probably shouldn't be. But such as it is, I really wanted some coffee. So, yeah. One thing I'll show you. I happen to write some brand new songs This is one of them. I don't know how well you can see that from from there. And this is the next one, these two cards. Hey, somebody's watching me. Why don't you chime in the chat room so I can chat back at you? Unfortunately, it won't even tell me who's chatting, so that's that kind of, or who's watching. Like, it won't display actual name. There he is, Kayshawn. Hey, happy 4th of July to you too, man. It's great to, it's wonderful to see you again. I don't know if there's going to be any music for this live stream. So if you're going to be disappointed about that, I apologize in advance. Uh, he says, have you eaten any burgers yet? I've had 3. No, my good man, I cannot say I have. What I did end up eating for dinner were my father cooked spare ribs on the grill, and I cooked my famous jalapeno poppers on the smaller grill, which doesn't even have a temperature gauge, so it was kind of hard for me to work with. But yeah, I managed to pull through, and both the poppers turned out really good, and my dad's ribs were phenomenal as always. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it was, brother. A solid meal. I suppose if you really want me to like sing something for you, I could do that, but that's up to you. If you're cool with just me talking to the camera like this, you know, that that's cool. He says, "Do what you feel, my friend." Thank you, thank you. That's awesome. I was just a little concerned because I know this channel that I run here on YouTube is a music channel. It's music is supposed to be the main focus of the video making on this channel. So yeah, I wouldn't want my viewers to feel cheated. Like, why is he just sitting here talking to the camera? What the fuck is this? I've also got my old Charlie Brown mug sitting here. This is what I use to drink coffee out of almost every single morning. This is my go-to coffee mug for every single morning, just about. And I love Charlie Brown. I'm a huge Peanuts, Charles M. Schultz's Peanuts fan, but yeah, if there's anything I've really been getting into besides like old Peanuts, it's I've been watching a lot of old cartoons from like the 1930s as of late. I don't know how many of those you've seen, Mr. K. Sean Tyson, but the one in particular I've been getting into is the ones of Miss Betty Boop. You know, boop boop ba doo ba. Yeah, not only is she like adorable and sexy as a cartoon character, but I love those shorts. They've got a great sense of humor. Uh, they're some of them are kind of on the bizarre and wacky side of things, but yeah, the sometimes that's good and sometimes it isn't. But yeah, he says, big Peanuts and Dilbert fan myself. I know many characters from old cartoons, but haven't watched many. Oh, I see. I see. Well, I definitely recommend checking out the old Betty Boop shorts just because I think any fan of animation and cartoons in general should be familiar with the old Betty Boop shorts, if that's what you consider yourself. They're they're very entertaining and very creative, and I just can't recommend them enough. Uh, the only the I remember what I forgot to mention. Yeah, the thing about me getting into Betty Boop recently, it makes me want to get a Betty Boop mug, okay? And start drinking out of that every morning instead of Charlie Brown. I know it's like abandoning old Charlie Brown here. Like, what am I gonna be to you from now on? But yeah, the only problem is we got so many coffee mugs up in the my mom's cupboard that it's like don't even know what to do with them. that's a that's a fantastic comment right there. He's saying good grief. That's exactly what he would say, my good man. That's exactly what he would say. How well is the audio? Like, how good can you hear me coming through the smartphone, my good man? Like, is it distorted at all? Am I talking too close? Do you want me to move farther away? It's crystal clear, man, he says. That's awesome. That's awesome, my good man. Good volume and good clarity. I love this phone. What kind is it? He said. I need a new one. This is the Samsung Galaxy S5, my good man. And the only, and as I was saying in the beginning of the stream, which I don't know if you saw, I think you probably missed it. Uh, the only reason I was able to afford it is I didn't buy it. It was a gift from my cousin. Bless his heart. Thank God for family, right? I'm switching to Samsung from iPhone, I think. Yeah, you gotta love the fam. Definitely, man. Definitely. Sometimes they piss me off to Kingdom Coming back, but you gotta love them. You gotta love them. If I didn't have them, I'd probably be rotting in a gutter somewhere or alley. How old are you anyway, K. Sean? Just out of curiosity. I'm 24. 27. Very cool. Very cool. Says my family is distant over political differences, but we try to get along anyway. That's cool, man. Yeah, I'm not exactly on the same political uh wavelength as the rest of my family either. Like, hmm, do I feel comfortable talking about politics on this stream or not? Like I'm kind of afraid. I do and I don't because I don't want to offend you or anything like that. If I happen to like support somebody that support our president, and it turns out you absolutely can't stand Donald Trump, uh, or something like that. But I we can disagree and it's no problem, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Donald Trump in the beginning, like his pre-election days. I was honestly kind of scared of the guy, and after he became president, I was kind of like, "Oh my God, what's gonna happen now?" Is I wasn't feeling the fever that a lot of the conservatives and Republicans were about the guy. Like, I didn't hate the guy, but I didn't completely trust him either. But I think since he became president, he definitely lost the arrogance that I thought he had before he became president, and you know, he was guilty of some bad behavior here and there. There was a few things he said on his Twitter that were you know that he shouldn't have said, but you know everybody slips up every now and again. We can all be an asshole sometimes, is my belief. Even myself, uh, if as hard as that might be for some of you guys to believe. But yeah, I really appreciate some of the things Donald Trump has been doing, and yeah, I don't not support the guy. But if I had to describe my like position on the political spectrum, I would classify myself as a libertarian. Like I'm not a complete Republican and I'm not a complete Democrat either. Oh, that's good to hear that you like him. You said same more or less. That's good too. I'm glad. If I don't expect you to be exactly the same as me politically, but that's good to hear that you and I are kind of on the same wavelength. You know, as I said, the rest of my family is definitely a lot more right wing, if as far as that goes. My family's super lefty. Oh my god. I'm so sorry you have to deal with that. They're freaking out over Trump and they can't even look me in the eye. You poor unfortunate soul, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hate that's one thing I hate about politics, how it divides people and divides families. It's like I know we're not gonna agree on everything, but can't we all just get along? Stephen Colbert making millions to make my dad hate me is what he says. Man, I wish it didn't have to be that way, man, but such as it is, it's a we live in a crappy generation of people. I'll say that right now. I think this generation of people has got I'm not saying that your family is like part of this problem, but like I definitely think, as of like the present time, uh, this generation of people has got to be one of the most like self-centered and like egocentric and hypocritical and just nasty generations of people there's ever been. Like I know there's always been bad people out there, but you know, not all of them are, are criminals, and not all of them are, you know, are people that you read about on the news and such. It's like people are a lot more shallow and narcissistic in this day and age, and the internet has a great plays a great part in that. It's like the general mentality of people on the internet is, I was telling this to a friend of mine a while back. The general mentality of people on the internet is, if people if people know they can get away with doing something, no matter how unsavory it might be towards another person, they'll do it. That's the general mentality of people. If they can get away with something, boom, it's like they're doing it. It's like, what's stopping them? People people they got no morals. They just they got no moral values of, this might hurt the other person if I take this course of action, but you know they don't care. It's just the internet. This isn't somebody who I see on a regular basis. This is somebody who lives such and such miles away from me. So what do I care if they get screwed? I've dealt with that bullshit. I don't know how many times at this point in my life, and it's very unfortunate, and you know it's one of the reasons why I don't want to say I can't wait until the day I die, but I can't wait until the day that I go home and be with the Lord and join him up in heaven forever, because that is just how crappy I think the world and society have gotten in the as far as the present time goes. I don't know what your like religious slash spiritual stance is. Um, Basically, if I had to call myself anything, I don't want to really associate myself with any one religion, but if I had to call myself something, I'd call myself Judaist, or of the Jewish religion. Agnostic, he says he is. That's cool, man. It's like, I don't want to. I just doubt any Western religion has it right, per se. Well, I don't think any one religion has all the facts 100% right, because, take the Bible for example. Uh, God did not write the Bible. Human beings did, and human beings are. The Bible is not actually God's word, it's man's interpretation of God's word. And human interpretation is fallible, it's subject to error and mistakes. So, there's got to be, therefore, there has to be, the Bible cannot be 100% valid in absolutely everything it says, because God did not write it, man did. I think religion is good for a lot of people, but it doesn't really work for me. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I go to a Christian church because, they believe in a lot of the same uh, principles of being a part of God's kingdom that I do. Those things mainly being, God heals people. God will bring you prosperity if you serve Him and do it right. But yeah, there really aren't any like synagogues or Jewish, subdivisions of Judaism that I've found that really preach that stuff. So that's why the church I go to is a of the Christianity religion, despite not actually being a Christian myself. I think we should all be like Jesus, but I don't believe that he was actually the legitimate son of God, if that makes sense. I haven't seen enough evidence as far as that goes. Yeah, exactly. I think Jesus was a great leader as well. It's like I think he had a really great heart for people. You know what, Kayshawn? You're a good guy. I just wanted to say that right off the bat. I'm not just saying that because you're spending time with me or you've been supportive of my channel. I legit enjoy talking to you, man, and you know it's just you're just enjoyable to talk to. So thank you for taking the time to hang out and talk to me this evening. I very much appreciate it, man. I'm glad you're here too. I probably won't be doing this for too much longer just because as of lately, like I said, I got this phone as a gift from my cousin because he's awesome. But anyway, he's probably going to be coming back later tonight and want me to spend some time with him. And when we spend time together, we're always talking like a hell of a lot. And I don't want to mess up my voice from like talking overload because I've done that before and gotten my voice like really fucked up from it, and I really don't want that to happen again. So yeah, I want to like save my voice for later is basically what I'm saying. He says fireworks are soon here. I will go out to see them. But yeah, man, it's been an honor and a pleasure to have you in my chat room, and you know, I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate you taking the time to hang out and talk to me tonight on my first smartphone live stream, no less. You're an interesting guy. You remind me a lot of an old friend, he says. Just how you look and talk, honestly, it's almost eerie. If you're comfortable divulging, uh, what name do you go by in real life? Just your first name, not your first and last name. That'd be asking too much information to put on the internet. By the way, this is how I look with my glasses. You know, I kind of think I look sort of geeky with them on, but it's unlike my previous glasses. It's kind of a good kind of geeky as opposed to bad. But sometimes I look at myself in the mirror with these and I'm kind of like, oh, ugh, you know? This is my name, IRL, Kayshawn. Huh. That is very very interesting, my good man. I've never met anybody else with that name, so that's cool. That's cool. Keyshawn, like the skeleton key. Okay, sorry about that, man. I've been getting your name wrong this whole time, and it's like, wow, I feel like a dick now. I'm just sitting here on this bed and chilling out. I'm not easily offended. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I'm not either. I'm not either. Whatever you want to call me. See, I don't roll that exact same way. Like, my name's David in real life, but, whenever anybody calls me Dave, I'm just like, dude, that's not the name I go by. I'm David. I don't know why. I just never ever liked having my name shortened at all. Different strokes for different folks. Yeah, that about sums it up, man. It's like some people prefer to be called by one name, others don't mind variations. Well, man, I'm going to take off for the night. And I'm sure you do too because of the fireworks. But again, it was awesome taking this time to speak and converse with you, and spend time with you in general. And peace. Yep. And yeah, you enjoy the rest of your night as well, man. Take it easy, and everybody else who tunes into this after it's all recorded and everything. I don't know how many other people are going to watch this straight through from the beginning to the end, but for those select few people, I say goodbye and God bless, and take it easy.